Well, 6 minutes to go. I don't know. Can you blame Charles Payne isn't here. Can we blame him? Okay, Charles is on vacation. We'll blame him for this 252-point loss on the Dow Jones Industrials. S&P is down 22 points. NASDAQ is down 90. So red on the screen, and it wasn't ever thus. Earlier, the NASDAQ and the S&P were at a record. Let's take a look at gold, though. This is a very interesting move here. So if we look at a 2-day, you can actually, or I guess a 1 week, you can see a bigger move here. So it's down 2.5%. That's an $88 loss in the aftermarket session to $3,402. The precious metal is pulling back after spiking to an all-time record last week on rumors President Trump might put tariffs on imported gold. Well, earlier today, the president posted on Truth Social that, to clarify, there will be no tariff on gold. So the price is now dropping. There's the 2-day picture here, or at least the 1 week. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin surged overnight, inching ever so close to $123,100. That's the record it hit back in July. It's pulled back just a bit right now. It's at $118,748. Some crypto analysts think the stage is set now for a major bull run after President Trump signed an executive order last week to open up the $12 trillion retirement fund market to crypto investments. Here to discuss it all is crypto pioneer, Bitcoin billionaire, and Tether co-founder Brock Pierce. Brock, right now you are actually at a similar conference that I'm sure you're talking about this with. What does it mean that the opportunity now for people to put Bitcoin in their 401ks and retirement funds, what does it mean to the actual asset itself?
Well, clearly what we've seen prior to this is the capital markets opening. You know, the reason that Bitcoin is reaching these numbers is because of the public treasury deals that is allowing institutional capital to enter the market that otherwise wasn't able to, right? They can invest in public securities, ETFs, but they couldn't buy Bitcoin on their balance sheets. And so that's opened up an entirely large institutional market. What this would do is open up the retail market even more so. And these are the things that are fueling Bitcoin reaching again nearly an all-time high that we may even see break shortly.
We have a lot of people who have 401ks watching right now and a lot of CEOs watching who offer 401ks. What do you think is the best way if somebody wants to put just an incremental amount of crypto into their 401k or retirement fund? What's the best way to do that?
Well, you're going to find out whichever vehicle is able to support that. You know, you're going to have to make that adjustment with your 401k. But I think it's certainly something that everybody should be contemplating as part of their asset allocation. You know, I've always taught people, you know, that 1% of your portfolio should be in it. That number might be as high as 5 or 10% today. The other thing that's also changed as we now have a government that's working with us, not against us. What that's doing is opening up, you know, all sorts of things that are positive for us. One that you're seeing right now is in the fixed income category. Yields are being generated as we have call it traditional tools available to us. And so this is even an area as you think about your fixed income portfolio. It needs to be actively managed by someone, but the active management strategies are also there from a fixed income perspective. So you know, I'm obviously a Bitcoin bull, you know, in an orange hat, and we're excited here I mean, this is, as someone that's worked in this industry for a very long time, it is just such a different world. It is literally the difference between night and day. You know, as a pioneer in this industry, we've been at risk all these years. It was almost a certainty if you were high profile and successful, the government was going to come after you as you're just trying to build infrastructure to make the world a better place. And what makes America great is the ingenuity of the American people. And many of our best and brightest had to leave and live overseas to conduct their work. It's great to have America's finest coming home, us building here in America and having a government that now supports innovation and makes sure that America leads.
Yeah, you know, we look at the Bitcoin ETFs, which of course really democratized crypto investing for a lot of people who are a little concerned. I mean, how important was it? And I keep bringing up BlackRock, that BlackRock came in and said, we're in the world's largest asset manager. And to that end, you got the Genius Act, and this brings us back to the president and how supportive he has been. The Genius Act basically signed into law tightens control of stablecoins. You're a co-founder of Tether. As you look at all of this, what does the Genius Act really do psychologically for the whole industry?
Well, I mean, the biggest concern that people had surrounding stablecoins is the government going to shut them down for some reason. I've been advocating that this is an incredibly important tool for the U.S. I mean, look at Tether. It's bought $125 billion of U.S. treasuries at a time where demand for treasuries have been in decline. It's doing $50 trillion a year in transactional volume and becoming a very popular method for international trade settlement. Nothing to do with crypto. It's just a better, faster, more efficient tool for doing so. But as long as it was living in a world of regulatory ambiguity, people are concerned. Now that it's regulated, people feel safe conducting their business with it.
We got to run. Brock Pierce, thank you so much. Here comes the closing bell.